Alrighty, gonna do this like an hour stream. Let's see if the audio is working. Because if not, then I need to fix it. What's the point of going live if I'm not gonna hear myself or talk about this? I had trouble going to live stream. Like somebody in the spiritual realm doesn't want me to get this message out. I was getting a lot of problems. Couldn't even find the live stream thing, which was testing. 1 2 3 test. All right, audio's working fine. Awesome. Okay. Let me just play the game while I stream, so it won't be like just me talking. I was gonna do Brutal Doom 64. I'm surprised I haven't done Brutal Doom 64. Reason I haven't done it is there's some secrets that are different than the original, so I haven't even memorized them. And there's already a walkthrough on YouTube, so it's like, what's the point? Some of the findings that I find, people copy some of my shit and they don't even give me credit. Like some of the stuff that I have found, I have given credit to Pac B, and I have given credit to Classic Doom. That's one of the things why I don't want to do uh walkthroughs anymore because people just copy your shit. They're getting money while you're not getting any jack shit, and they just find your stuff and then just exploit it. They don't give you credit. That's what happened to one of my friends, D-Chaps, was making some Doom Resident Evil mods left and right, and his stuff was getting stolen and copied, and he was not getting any credit. And then the people who were making those mods on Twitch, they were making money out of it, so he was not getting any money out of it. And there was a point where actually he needed money for like a good amount of time. So he was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna get better for myself, and I'm just gonna focus on a career based. So him and me, in regards, there's some similarities in that regard. That sometimes like we just wanna, I don't know, I guess help the community. Like I want to help the Doom community. He wanted to help the Resident Evil community. It's just like you get to a point where it's just not worth it. As cold and as cruel as that sound, it's really not worth it, man. People don't give you credit these days for nothing. And then what I wanted to do in 2023, I was blindly enough to believe that I was gonna get galvanize the Doom community. And then my goal was to actually get John Romero so we can actually all explode and then get sponsors. But then I realized that the YouTube actually shadow banned me because they don't like what I've been saying, and they don't like what I put in the comments as well. Because I'm very anti Western establishments, and I'll tell you why in a bit. I want to get a lot of shit out of my chest. Uh, there's a lot of reasons as to why. And this is a lot of people might probably not agree with me. It's okay. You can actually walk away, not forcing immunity belief systems. If the Western establishment starts to expand, and then they're expanding with all kinds of organizations, it'd be NATO, it'd be the AUKUS. They started forming that organization a few years ago. They're gonna start forming organizations left and right. It doesn't matter. Expand their control so they can actually form a damn one world government and have everybody stuck in this fucking matrix for eternity. They want to have everybody in a hive mind system. And this is the thing, I think very few people on this planet know the real agenda of these freaking elites. They really want to keep us in this matrix system. Honestly, I see it and I'm like, and not that I'm tripping. I know this is exactly what's gonna happen if people go down this rabbit hole of supporting this Western establishment. And I think like the Eastern establishment is gonna probably get gonna get what's the word I'm looking for? There's no good guys here. They have their own agendas that are just not good for the masses as well. So either way, we're all screwed up. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's certain people on this planet that can harness a lot of good energy that they can actually change the matrix as we know it. And Syria was not gonna actually stand. It was actually gonna fall. So it was on behalf of me and several other people that really put their energy. And I'm not doing this shit again, dude. I'm not doing this for Palestine or any other country because you become a really target for this in the spiritual warfare. Start getting attacked like it's not even funny, man. A lot of bad things start to happen to you, and then the whole world starts to galvanize against you, and that's because you start getting fighting the agenda, the spiritual warfare that people are not seeing. Might say, well, Iran and Russia saved Syria from not falling in 2015. That was actually the years where I put all my energy and effort into Syria not falling. Because I saw the bigger picture. It was actually gonna have the masses getting massacred left and right, spreading to Lebanon, Central Asia, to Eastern Asia. And then the people in the Western states didn't care because they were not gonna get affected. But at the end of the day, that's how they were gonna slowly implement their one world government. That didn't work. Now they're doing Plan B and they're going after Russia, which is another aspect of actually going after the forces that are actually countering anything of their agenda. And Vladimir Putin knows the game, like just like these people. These I'm not gonna call them Western establishment. I'm just gonna call them parasites. I think those are better words because that's what they are. Um, they're parasites of this world, trying to drain all the energy from people, the resources, making us use oil when we couldn't have other types of resources. So I learned a lot in 2023 in that numerology, like I already knew this. All the stuff that I knew is just stuff that I knew beforehand, but I'm a very stubborn person. I chose to ignore it. But there was some details along the way that I got inspired from all the stuff, and the person that really inspired me to get into numerology and learning a little bit of astrology as well is GG33, and it happened at the age of 33. So there's no coincidence there. It happened at the age of 33. And I feel like the 33 is like an awakening moment. I should have gotten the supercharge a little bit later. Awakening moment for most men that go through a phase of life at the age of 33. Send people actually quit drugs, quit all kinds of bad habits they had for many years at the age of 33. And if it doesn't happen at 33, it happens close to the age of 33. It can be age 32, 34, 35. I don't know. I mean, I'll try and see if I can talk to Gary. He doesn't talk to average people. Gotta be a freaking millionaire or somebody that's big influencer on YouTube. Currently, I don't have that many subs. I have 700 subscribers or something like that. So there's no way that I could get somebody like Gary or John Romero for that matter. This is the reason why I wanted to galvanize the Doom community because I know that that was the only way to actually get people like John Romero to talk within the Doom community. But that I don't see that happening anymore. And as far as GG33, I feel like that's not gonna happen either. But you know what? Worth giving a try because this man has a lot of belief systems that are very similar to mine. There's some stuff that he knows, and there's some stuff that I know that he doesn't know. And I would like to actually see if we can talk together so we can actually expand on a lot of hidden knowledge and occult knowledge. Because GG33 knows some stuff of the future of certain people. I know some stuff that's gonna happen in the future, but it's like there's a probability there, but the probability of that happening is high. I already mentioned in one of my videos, but I took it down, so doubted people were watching that video and were taking it seriously. But anyways, 2021 was the year of the ox. Most people think that our calendar is actually the right calendar, where it's from January to December. Chinese calendar starts in February, but actually the real New Year starts in March 2000. No, not 2000. It happens on the third week or the last week of March, which is after spring. So more or less happens like in March, early April, the start of the New Year's. So in other words, the year of the ox in 2022 kind of ended in March or April of 2022, and Russia, the Russian Empire, got founded in 1721. That's the year of the ox. So, in the year of the ox, Russia invaded Ukraine on the year of the ox. You say, well, it was February 2022. The energies are still there from the year of the ox. The year of the tiger doesn't move on to a transition to until the late March, early April of 2022. When I started making some of these findings and diggings, I was like, oh shit. And a lot of the attacks that happened, and like the Hamas attack, I have vivid memory of that happening on the 11th, not on the 7th. But for some reason, since the media and everybody's reporting it, it's on the 7th. Now that I have been getting all that type of message, now it became reality because if the masses are saying it so much over and over and over, guess what? You have no choice but to make it a reality because that's how the mind works, the frequencies work. They put the type of frequency and the agenda into you that it becomes a reality. Not like, how can I say it? It's not like law of attraction. Law of attraction is, I think law of attraction is kind of bullshit because it doesn't work like that. Like people, I bought into that fake reality of people believing that there's multiple realities. No, that's how I found out in 2023 that and I mean we as in like society, we live in the matrix, man. Fucked up as that sound, I didn't want to buy into this. Like I already knew about this. I didn't want to buy into it. And it does make a lot of sense as to why the masses are acting this certain way. But going back to the Russia becoming the year of the ox in 2021, invading it, the United States was formed on the year of the monkey. The year of the monkey doesn't happen until 2028. But going back to the Mayan calendar of the like 13 months of being like the Gregorian calendar, the energy frequencies don't happen and change until like March of 2028. So I feel like 2028, 2029, there might be something of a catastrophe. Like I've been hearing reports of like China invading Taiwan 2025. I don't know why they're getting it. Like just because one person started reporting it, now everybody's reporting it. But 2029, like right before, just like Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, 2020, I feel like the United States is gonna do something in 2020. Now going back to the numerology, there's more aspects to this, to an astrology, and then giving you more pinpoint accuracy to like the the degrees and stuff as to what's gonna happen in what specific area, and pinpointing in who might actually do this and that. Like this is some. deep, deep rabbit hole shit, man, that I got myself into. And there's so much accuracy. There's some people that might say, well, that's actually bullshit. Like, how come most of the attacks that happen all happen on 11, on 22? And there was an attack on Ukraine, like a massive attack, and it happened on December 29. Now, if you add 9 and 2, that gives you 11. So 11, 22, and 33, according to GG33, that's when most of the masses get emotionally affected the most. So Vladimir Putin knows exactly what he's doing. Like, he knew when to strike and when not to strike. The Western parasites, they know exactly as well. Because Israel was founded in the year of the rat, which was 2020, but year of the horse, which is the enemy year of Israel, they're always trying to take out the horses. And it just so happens that I'm a horse, man. They're trying to save the Israel and taking out whatever um, horses they are that are like against it. And voila, who was born on a year of a horse? Muammar Gaddafi. See the rabbit deep hole shit that I got myself into, man? And then there's personalities of the vibration frequencies of certain Chinese zodiac signs, man. Like, I found out a lot about horses that they're very competitive, and that's kind of true. That's why I don't want to play PvP. I'm a very competitive person when I really get into it. I haven't been competitive in like over 5 years, even though that I've been competitive somewhat this year, more so than this past 3 or 4 years. But I try myself not to. And go a little bit off topic here. What was I gonna say about horses as well? The year of the horse. Muammar Gaddafi was a year of the horse. So what they're doing is that they're trying to do shit like the game of Risk, where everybody puts their piece and moves on. That's exactly what they're doing. Like, Western parasites have been putting their pieces in the past 60 years or more, and they're trying to actually save their colonies. Like, Israel's a colony. I don't care what people tell me that it's a democracy. It's more of a colony than anything else, and they're trying to save that state. And what they're doing is that they're changing the energy frequency. That the year of horse when comes up at full force, it doesn't affect Israel. So they're gonna move some bullshit like Ukraine. 2014 was the year of the horse. Horses are known to be rebel. It's a rebellion energy. Israel hates rebellion. Guess what? The people of Hamas and Gaza are always rebelling against Israel, which is an occupier. So in 2014, what they did, and it was actually very smart on these Western parasites, they scooped in and made and pushed Ukraine like much much further. Like, has 2014 not would have been affected with Ukraine, and they would have actually moved a little bit more pieces towards like the Middle East. Israel might have been in trouble in 2014. But since they were actually affecting all these horses and getting ready for the year of the horse so that Israel won't get affected, and that's how actually Israel hasn't been in big trouble this past several years. And have they would have actually not like galvanized the people who actually made a coup in 2014. Like, if it would have happened in 2013, which is a year of the what snake? Wait, snake is 1000. I forgot which was a year before the horse. I think it's the snake. I think it's the year of the snake, but I can be wrong. If it happened on that year, the coup would have not been successful, and Yanukovych would have been in power. So when it's the year of the horses, whenever you want to topple a government, it becomes very, very, very successful. So if you have a minority group, just like the fascist NEZIs, That's how they actually took a hostage of 30 plus million people. They say 45 million. There's probably a lot less because there's a lot of immigration. That would have not happened had they happened another year, but because it happened in the year of the horse, where there's the rebellion, there's that energy that can happen more of a chance. They stroke in the year of the horse. Now, guess what? 2026 is gonna come along. I wouldn't be surprised if the United States wants to topple another government. I don't know if it's Russia, but guess what? 2024 is gonna be the year of the dragon. But remember, most people think that the year of the dragon doesn't start the like a huge chunk of people think it's in February because the year of the Chinese New Year happens in February of 2004. It's actually going to be March. Late March, early April, the new year. So, Year of the Dragon, that's the year of Vladimir Putin being born. Now, Year of the Dragon, they say that they usually get away with a lot of stuff and they get what they want. I don't know about that, but I haven't been studying a lot about dragons. But every year that is like under same type of energy that you were born, you tend to actually get whatever you want. Everything starts to flow. So they want to topple Vladimir Putin in 2024. It's not going to happen because he was born on the year of the dragon. Now, the year of 2026, which is the year of the horse, from 2026 to 2029, that might actually be a little bit of a problem towards Russia. So Russia has 2024 has at least 2 years to squeeze as much time towards Russia. That's why they're actually talking about ceasefires, but ceasefires my ass. Like Russia doesn't want the ceasefires, even though they're putting it that it wants him, it wants him. No, Ukraine wants a ceasefire because right now the energies are not favoring Ukraine. They're losing most of the major battles because of the energies. Now, if Ukraine waits until like 2026 to like 2029, they might start seeing more success in everything. That's why Russia actually stroke in the year of the Russian Empire started on the year of the ox. Well, before the year ended, that is. Did it on February 2000, which is a very clever thing to do. I said, the United States was founded on the year of the monkey. Year of the monkey doesn't happen until 2028. So monkeys, from what I've been hearing, a little bit mischievous. And whoopie-doo, look at the foreign policy of the United States. And it's kind of funny that the personalities they bring out, very mischievous, very hyper, very always doing things. Like numerology is no joke, man. So yeah, I do expect some major war to happen or some big catastrophe to happen in 2028, 2029. Like most people are getting feared of a nuclear war, where we might probably see our first major weapon happen in 2028, 2029. Because again, the United States hegemonic powers, they as an empire, it's kind of on the decline. Most of these European states, they're tired of actually having the United States being the head. They want the European to be as the head, and so yeah, right now the energies are not in favoring of the United States. That's why they're losing base in the planet. But they're gonna regain that by the end of this 2020s, 2028, 2029, which is when they start getting their energies. So it all depends of what kind of chess piece China and Russia and other countries do. So that's one of the aspects that I found out in 2023 that numerology is real, no joke. A lot of the personalities that I found for the specific years and stuff correlate with a lot of shit. I'll be right back, man, because I'm getting old. All right, where did I left off? Because I don't know. I'm always getting into, especially when I'm saying something important. Um, man, I forgot what I was saying. About the energies. 2018 was a year where nobody could tell me that the energies. That's when I really found out about the energy. Well, I already knew, but like I said, I'm a very stubborn person. I chose not to actually. So I knew about energy vampires before, and people only talk about empaths and energy vampires. There's more than that. There's actually far more. And one of the things that I found out in 2016 is that if you're around an energy vampire and you're in school or in college or anything, if you're helping them, guess what? Instead of you getting that A, you're gonna get that B. That person you were helping him or her ends up getting that A that you were supposed to get. But why did he or she get an A and you didn't get it? Was because they were stealing your energy, man. Especially when they're close to you. The closer a person is, the more they're gonna actually suck up the energy. And then in the Mexican folklore, they call it mal del ojo, which is the evil eye. But the evil eye works different than most people think. Like there's some people that actually believe it. So in the evil eye, they say that if they see you, you're gonna get affected by. Not necessarily. It's like if you're actually vibrating at a specific frequency and then your aura, that's why they're actually destroying your the foods. They don't have enough minerals because the higher your mineral body intact is, the more your aura is strengthened. So in other words, what happens is that once your minerals are get depleted, fully depleted, it doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are, you're gonna die. Like the minerals is what keeps the soul alive in this earth, on this terrestrial space called Earth. And most everybody's getting depleted with minerals. So what's happening is that I found out that all these energies were, well, I already knew, but some of this stuff in this regard, I just realized that, you know what, I must asking for a lot of small favors towards people 2023, and I've been getting ignored left and right, man, but because everybody's programmed to be an energy vampire, and I get it. Like subconsciously, everybody's programmed to become one. That's why they're promoting the colonizing and the colonizers on this planet, because colonizers, what they do is that they steal and they take out. That's a form of energy vampire. And energy vampires are weak if there's a lot of minerals in your system and the type of energy frequency that you're vibrating. So everybody's vibrating usually at a lower frequency because of the type of hertz we're being, because of the microwave type of technology, like the Wi-Fi, the types of food. Everything is dumbing you down so you can actually vibrate. And there's ways to actually increase your vibration frequency. Some of it is saying that getting outside and getting some sun. And woohoo, why video game industry has been exploding because they don't want you to go outside and get some sun. And people don't think people have powers in this world. I don't think that telekinesis, ESP, pyrokinesis, and the list goes on. Like, if a human soul potential does harness the power of what Jesus had to actually move in the water, that's when you actually know you have everything that is right. You're vibrating in the right frequency. You have all the minerals that you need. You actually attuned your cells to vibrate at that type of frequency. And so yeah, the evil eye doesn't get affected. And again, you have to be close. Like they say that the evil eye doesn't get affected when you're like on the computer. Like if you're thousands of miles away and you're in a computer, it becomes to a point where like all these hertz that they're pushing, so you can actually vibrate at a very low frequency, is making so that now the evil eye or those type of energies do get affected when you're not even close towards that person. In other words, it becomes a type of sorcery magic. What they're intentionally doing, because these Western parasites cannot get anybody at all times. So they make this on purpose so they can actually target anyone and everyone that they actually don't like. And why everybody's being monitored these days, man, with cameras and stuff like that, because they'll transmit this psychic energy to affect you. But again, it all has to do with the hertz and the frequency, all of that, man. And Yeah, there's this thing called empaths where they harness the energy. Now, people think that the empaths are what's the word I'm looking for? They're like completely harmless. Again, and there's way different variations of empaths. People think that there's just empath and dark empaths and energy vampires. So there's this type of variation of an empath that they can harness this energy and they can really fuck a person up via the evil eye or type of energy they transmute. And sometimes they can hold that shit for like a decade. So like in the Chinese traditional zodiac, there's these energies that get recycled every 10 years. So if an empath doesn't have a lot of I don't want to say manifestation because I feel like that has been tarnished. But similar to that, I don't like that use that word manifest. They can actually hold an energy and use it for something really good that they want, or they can use it for something bad that they want. Like, and it's a type of person you are. Like, may say empaths are very lonely people. They don't like to actually associate and hang out with people, as opposed to an energy vampire always wants to be within the crowd, wants to be with the masses. Never seen that imp here. Usually up here. But anyways, so that's how society is being said as cool. Oh, you gotta be around people. You gotta be around with the cool people. So what they're doing is that they're programming people to become an energy vampire. Because an empath can actually hold a lot of energy and they can actually change world events. That's what happened with Syria. Syria didn't fall because there was a lot of empaths that hold that energy and then they didn't get what they wanted and then it actually bend the matrix as we know it. Not manifesting, no. They bend the matrix. What society's doing, they're actually telling you some truths with half lies. They're nothing but just lying to the mass, man. Like it's insane the psyop that's happening. And then the vaccines, oh, don't get me started with that shit, man. My mom and there's a lot of people that actually think that vaccines are making autistic. And what's happening is that vaccines were supposed to change the human DNA so that everybody become more of a slave, like be more, how did I look at more receptive towards commands, and it actually didn't work out. So they're actually working on the process to make humans become more, I'm not gonna say mind control, but becoming more manipulative and in controlling them. So it didn't work out. That's why you have a lot of people being born really wrong this past several decades because vaccine and they're really we're guinea pigs. They're testing us how we are gonna react, and they got it completely wrong. And going back to the one world government shit of why they want to have everybody like a robot, becoming more controllative, and because they don't want society and humanity to escape this. I never done this. Once you grasp and see the bigger picture, You're not gonna get fooled anymore, man. Once you know the real truth, this is why they're doing their best by having all these kinds of people on YouTube promoting them with millions of subscribers of telling them, oh, you can move into this reality, or if you think of this, you can actually manifest it. This. I've been hearing it over and over, and now that I think about it, man, people are being lied. People are just moving on to this type of going in circles of they're trying to actually they think that if you think it hard enough, long enough, becomes a reality. Not how it works. Some of it is kind of true, but that's not how really it works. That's a sad thing because they're keeping everybody in an illusion. That's the problem. The manifesting is a whole bullshit because everything is going according to the matrix, not according to the parallel realities, the universe. Fucking mumbo jumbo junk mess. Yeah, everybody's getting kept in an illusion, and then they're getting promoted, YouTubers, and now I see why they're getting promoted. This time I'm like, how come you have like millions of subscribers? Spiritual Soul was one of those idiots. I'm sorry for my language, man, but telling the mass, especially the black community, that sun gazing is a good thing to you, that this and that. All that he's doing is just giving you a placebo effect, something that you can actually get out from those thoughts. But it's a and I think it originated from India, that type of occult practice of sun gazing. Trust me, there's no benefit from it. The real benefit comes from the types of foods you eat, the types of vibration frequencies you're tuning into. Perhaps with the word I'm looking for, the placebo effect that you think it's actually doing you good, you're changing that type of frequency, energy in your brain and your mentality, and that's why you're getting all these benefits from sun gazing. But God, man, do people are giving all kinds of dumb fuck things in 2020. Man, if I can go on, dude, sun gazing is nothing to all the other crap that I've been here doing. Kali Muscle, another guy that I looked up into because of bodybuilding. That guy became a joke, man. A complete joke. And then telling the masses how to do certain practices that can be really dangerous to your health, like doing a freaking fasting. Like, that's one of the things that I try not to do, affect people's free will. I just share my type of 2 cents knowledge. If you want to believe it, it's up to you. If you don't want to believe it, your morality comes into like a very neutral state in the sense that it doesn't affect your free will. You're more than welcome to believe it, not to believe it. Started connecting the dots with all these numerology, and it made a lot of sense with a lot of things. Like I knew that numerology is the reason why many people become millionaires. I knew that numerology and timing and the type of energy is why people get married and find the right couple and find everything in life. Because for the better part of 2008 and 2012 was like the year of awakening for me. I was grasping a lot of hidden knowledge and occult knowledge and stuff like that. But then I was going in circles because I was one of those idiots, like many people buying into the YouTubers that are telling you how to. I was gullible, put it that way, into believing all these kind of crappy nonsense, spilling out on YouTube. And did I became a millionaire from that? Did I get a mansion from that? No, because I learned the bad advice from those people. Now, I would have learned stuff like from GG33, and I will humbly take there's other people out there which I'm not gonna name. I would have actually become a much better person. And Year of the Rat 2020, which is the year of the pandemic, I know most people had very horrible year in 2020, but people who were born in the Year of the Rat, they actually enjoyed the pandemic. So 2020 was actually a good year for them. But guess what? But most people, especially horses, if you're a horse and you're watching and you know that you were born in a year of horse, understand that if you got divorced on 2020, if you lost your job, you got into a car crash, that's no coincidence. You should have played low ball, and the pandemic was an excuse to actually make you play low ball. Forgot to get the number. Play a low ball as much as possible. You were stubborn enough. Like I knew some of this stuff, but not to like deeper level. So, have I would have known all of this, I'm not gonna say what happened to me, but I would have actually saved myself from a lot of shit in 2020. And again, there's things like it happens so you can actually grow from it. We're not all perfect, we're all humans. If you decide and choose to follow specific prankster and all you do is watch YouTube watching pranks, then that's the type of reality you want to take. Then stop blaming uh, society as to why they treating you like that when on your free time you're spending videos on how to become. And this is the reason why I actually want to take a break from video games. I'm not liking the type of direction in life, and I'm gonna apply numerology and astrology, and and I've got again like the calendars they're giving you for the numerology and astrology is not 100% accurate. The year starts in March. Like this is the thing that society's giving you. They're giving if you're tapping into the occult knowledge, they're giving you half truths with half uh, ice. If you think that the year started for me in January, no, it doesn't start until like late March, early April. So just to really tell people on that. And then there was one thing that a friend told me years ago that in the Mayan calendar there are 5 days that are basically bad luck to you in the whole year. It doesn't matter what kind of energy, like if it's the year of the rabbit, because right now we're the year of the rabbit, and year we're born on the year of the rabbit. Like it doesn't matter what that year. There's specific years where everything's going perfect, but those that year you had like a few specific days that were bad, and no year is gonna be perfect. There's always gonna be those ugly 5 days, and I don't know why 5 days for the Mayan calendar. I would like to know if that's true, and I want to know how it changes and how it correlates with the Chinese zodiac. So these 5 days, like say you get into a big argument in the classroom or in your job, and you almost got fired or got into a big fight. You already know that's one day out of the 5 days on the whole year that is bad. It would suck if that specific day comes on. specific holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween. Now, I don't know. I'm not a perfect, and there's no people on YouTube actually telling you how to actually calculate any occult knowledge of the Mayan calendar. People see it like a joke, like some tribal people that didn't have any uh, hidden knowledge. And I think they're doing it on purpose because there's some hidden knowledge to the Mayan calendar, like really hidden knowledge. So I would like to know that. That's something that I still don't know in 2023 and beyond. There's plenty of stuff to learn. Once you know like a lot of this stuff and when to avoid and how to avoid it, you're gonna be on top of almost everybody. Like for reals. You're gonna be on top of the food chain, man. If you apply all these hidden knowledge and yeah, numerology is one of those cult hidden knowledges that the people on top. And when I mean people on top, I'm not talking about millionaires. I'm talking to people who are billionaires, who have a lot of money. And there's no coincidence to why I started connecting the dots with uh, what the United States did with Ukraine, what Russia did to Ukraine. That's numerology, man, 101 right there. If you start listening and connecting the dots, like, holy shit, yeah, this sh this shit's very deep, man. I'm gonna see if I can actually connect another one aside from those two situations. I can. Okay, so Gary, who not only affected me at the age of 33, you're the person that inspired me more than 2023, which is a third 3 year. That's a three number, sorry. Said that 11, 22, and 33 are something like perfect numbers, and that a lot of the times, a lot of events happen on 11 and 22. I don't think that there's a 33 in a calendar. 11 and 22 will actually affect people emotionally the most. That's why everybody got affected with September 11 and the people who were in that cabinet like George Bush and all of those got away with that because they struck that on September 11. Like even if it was a real terror attack, if you don't want to believe in this conspiracy, it's fine. Doesn't matter. It happened on September 11. It galvanized people who actually act a certain way. Now that terror attack happened on what was it? Most people don't know this. That there was a 1993 bombing. Now that bombing nobody remembers. Everybody forgets about that bombing. Why? Because it didn't happen on 11 or 22. And then there has been other bigger terror attacks, like on World War One. There was a big terror attack on a New York harbor because the United States has always been supplying the French and the British with all kinds of weaponry, even before they entered the war. That's why Germany attacked the U-boats attacked the U.S. vessels because they were transporting weapons, and but of course they were got pissed because they were giving them weapons. But we don't see them on history books. It didn't affect people emotionally. Why? Because it didn't happen on the 11 or 22, and it doesn't have to be a 22/11 day. It can be something like 29, which 9 you add 2, it's 11. Um, 11, 1, 1, that's 2, which should be those on 3 dates on the whole calendar. People get affected emotionally if there's something drastic or bad that can happen. Now, Gary said something about if you want to have a project, if you want to finish a project, and horses, they're known to actually do something, but they never finish something because they get discouraged halfway. That's very true. Believe it or not, I was into the speedrunning community, and I actually got world records, but I could have gotten the Doom 64 second place, and I know I can beat that guy. Deep down inside of me, I know I can beat that guy. What's his name? Got the world record, and his times are really, really good, especially for Doom 64. It did Doom 64 and then Harbor's game called Blast Corps. That one was really good. Pilot Wings was okay. And again, whatever you want to achieve, if it be running, it be anything, try and do it like in your years. And then there's the specific days, projects, 7, 16, 25. So you do those like if I really want to get a world record, I have to do it on that specific day. And it'd be better if I would start on a specific time, like 7 p.m. That's a 7. And once you really apply this type of knowledge, man, dude, everything becomes so easy. Like, I know have you seen people that are really blessed and you're like, how the fuck this guy pulled off that job? Or how did this guy pull off that hot girlfriend if he's not all that? Well, they did all the moves during their what's the word I'm looking during the years that were good for them. Like most decade, like ever in the Chinese zodiac, every 12 years, there's at least 4 years that are good for you. Some people have three, some people have five. There's all and then the people that have less, they have three, they have more neutral years. Let's say like 4 or 5 neutral years, and then you have like at least 3 to 4 enemy years. And I'd be careful in your enemy years on what type of stuff you would pull off because if you don't do it right, you can actually get divorced. You can actually lose your job on an enemy year, man. That's why some people are always blessed and they don't get anything. Then they get the right type of person. There's a website that I started connecting the dots, and I was seeing which is like the zodiac. There's I forgot the name of the website. They give you a heart and then a bad heart, which is like perfect heart. And then there's one that's like an X, which is like a bad relationship. And then there's one that's like neutral, which is like the face is neutral. Then there's one with the happy face. The one with the happy face, it says best friend. My mom and dad have never been divorced, but they always like been fighting. No relationship's gonna be perfect, of course. They have the happy face. Now I'm talking to one of a PhD. I talked to this gentleman. I'm not gonna mention his name. I want to surround myself with people who have PhD, lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs. Like I'm sick and tired of hanging out with gamers and people who like are on my level because they just brought nothing but shit towards my life. Like you want to have successful people that you think, oh man, he's married, or he has this businesses, he has this and that, and you slowly become like them because you're attuning to the type of frequency energy towards them little by little when you actually surround yourself with going back to the aura thing. Okay, so his wife and him, his PhD man, um, he told me his year, he told me his wife year. I match it with that specific website, and he's been divorced before, but this relationship has been lasting for over 10 years. I think they got together in 2011 or 12, which is been together for over 10 years now. And it says a happy smiling. Bet you everything in the world, this man is gonna probably stay with her for the rest of his life. And why? Because this lady and him are a perfect matching for best friends. The lady he got married, the first one, bet you she was an enemy year. Yeah, that's why some people cannot be together or be around together. And it can be like, well, he's not bad looking or he's not a bad person, but you just don't like that person. No matter what you do in this world, there's always going to be people that you're not going to like, or they're not going to like you because everybody has different type of energy frequencies that are not similar to yours. So in your e- enemy years, the people that are going to dislike you and hate you just so happens they're going to be enemy year. If your boss is born in an enemy year, do some digging and find out what year he was born, what time he was born, and like the type of time they were born, the numbers as well has to do with the type of personality and traits they're gonna be as well. People usually born at night, they're more prone to actually suffering from anxiety and they're more lonely. People that are born during the day, they're more open, more carefree. Being born more towards the day has a lot to do with being better because the sun again is like something positive and the moon is like it's the yin yang, the white and the black. And also a type of names, how many letters they have in the specific name a lot has a lot to do with what kind of personality and traits you're gonna have in life as well. That was something that I did some digging in 2020. Shit, man. And I feel like the most influential people are people that are gonna have middle names. The people who don't have middle names tend to not become influential, but it's not necessarily like 100%. Like a bigger probability that a person's gonna be influential if they have middle names. Most presidents, what they have middle names. Most people that are famous and you see them on television, guess what? Just so happens they have middle names as well. Something for you to keep an eye on. There's other stuff there, but I just don't want to give everything. You want to say this is bullshit, then okay, you're obligated to your belief system. Mine, I don't want to keep going in circles. The moment that see that I have a mansion, I have well, it doesn't have to be like a mansion. Well, I have my own property. I have everything. I have my own vehicle. I have my family. I have everything. Everything there is that a man wants. Then I'll boast about it. Then you start believing all the crap that I'm telling. I know my people might be speculative because they're like, man, what guy like the Doom Collector? He plays game. He's talking rubbish. But I'm gonna apply all this knowledge, man, because this past decade, a little bit more than a decade, I did everything, and I mean everything wrong. On my good years, which was 2013, 14, 15, I did very bad mistakes. I surrounded myself with the wrong people as well. That's why I wasn't blessed. And then usually you gotta put the most on your good years, like 100%, man. Like, but you gotta be ready like a year or two before they happen, at least a year, so that you don't see the bad consequences whenever the bad years come in and you're wrong. You don't see. Well, Gary also said that you gotta lay low as well. But I feel like you gotta put as much effort and energy before those type of years come because you're not gonna see it as bad. And most guys in their 20s, they really do very dumb mistakes because they want to be around the crowd. They surround themselves with certain people. So that's something in 2023 that I did, that I disconnected everybody from my life. And it sucked because I don't have much friends. You know what? In the long run, it's gonna pay off because whenever you're not around with people, you're not gonna get influenced by their way of life, and then your energy frequency is more attuned to what your desires and wants in, and not be controlled by other person. Like I became a collector because I started seeing other people collecting as well. So I'm saying like you be around other people that are very similar to their way of life and you change it. Ah shit, I opened this too soon. Whatever. That shots are landing really well. There's a there's a phrase that says in Spanish, "Tell me who you hang out, and I'll tell you who you are." And the thing is, people get influenced, man. The way they talk, the way they act, you get influenced by other people, believe it or not. And that happens on a subconscious level more than anything else. And again, if you want to change your reality, everybody's telling you, oh, you got to change your consciously decisions of doing this, but it has to be on all three levels, as I mentioned in one of the videos: emotionally, subconsciously, and consciously. I applied the nofap and the lust thing consciously, subconsciously. Guess what? Emotionally, I have not applied the emotional aspect. That's why I have not been too successful when it comes to like doing on my grind and focusing on myself and not on women. So that you have to do all these three things if you really want to change yourself as a whole. Whenever you apply these three things, your vibration frequency starts to slowly change mentality. Now again, there's this tug of war that's happening on this earth where they want to keep you down with this low vibration frequency. Because whenever you're low vibration, you become more receptive to become manipulative, controlled by the masses, by becoming similar to other people, by doing dumb decisions, becoming negative, becoming suicidal, um, go on a rampage, and you end up killing people instead of killing yourself. All these bad things are as a result of bad vibration and frequencies that are dumbing you down. And I've been seeing so many people blame video games. What video games does is that it doesn't make put the effort in working on yourself. Well, what's doing most of the damages of people doing all these bad things is mostly the music, type of music they're hearing, type of energy frequencies they're being harnessing. Because there's specific people that just being close to them or talking to them, they're changing the type of frequency energy around you. That's why being around specific people you feel comfortable, and that's why also being around specific people you get really discomfortable and pissed, or something bad happens like an omen, you start feeling this and that because you and that person frequency, being around that person, they forcefully change your frequency. Whenever that frequency changes, there are side effects that happen that go along with it, believe it or not. So that's one thing that I learned in 2023, that it's better just to stay high, not invite any random person into your life. because they can really have an impact in your life, more so than you can imagine. A lot of times it happens more negatively than positive. So if you want to be around people that want to change for the better and want to become more successful, or you see them, they're successful already, but they want to become more positive because there's a lot of rich people that are successful, but they're always feeling negative. They're always feeling they suffer from depression, anxiety, like those type of people. They wanna be around people that uplift them. Just so happens that they're around very selfish people that are keeping them down. That's why they're feeling the way they're feeling, sadly. But that's the whole truth. Going back to the energy vampire thing, and once these successful rich people know that they don't want to be around specific people or society, they're gonna be much much better. That's why they ended up committing suicide, ended up committing drinking themselves, end up taking all these opioids and drugs to feel themselves a little bit better, masking the real circumstance. And real circumstance is the type of energy, man. People they're surrounding themselves with. Yeah, this is some real deep shit, dude. Stuff that I'm talking to. Some deep shit, dude. Now again, not everybody believes in this. It's fine. Not everybody in this world is actually, and that's one thing that I was actually gonna say. Not everybody in this world is a real person. That's one thing that I knew about this because Dolores Canyon actually mentioned it. I didn't want to actually buy into it, but it was like, ah, man, nah. It was like the Mandela effect theory, you know, like, nah, I don't want to believe into that. About the backdrop people, which is like fake people that are like, these people, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep you dumbed down into this matrix and they don't want to open you up into these occult knowledge that you can get inspired and improve. They're always gonna question your narrative and they're gonna laugh you like like, oh no, this person is crazy, or this person is he's not there. And yeah, like this, and I came out to a conclusion that how many of these people are on this planet? I think Dolores kind of gave a number, but I honestly think I know the number, and I think it's like around 77%. So I like the number 77 because that's the total population of the AI. Then 33% of the world population is the real people. 33 is like the real percentage of real people. You got the 0.33 that are like on the top. Then there's these levels that go along, like there's that 15% that are empaths, and then there's these other percentages as well that go along with the way. And like I said, people don't give credit. They think the empaths are just here to actually uh, save the world from nuclear world annihilation, like the Dolores Canyon. But I honestly feel like the empaths also have the power to actually, especially if they get together, man. That's why they're kind of lonely because the Matrix doesn't want people to get together and start believing into one thing and start really changing and bending over this Matrix. Not forming a reality, no. The Matrix. Fucked up as that sound, man. Like it's I need to open that door. That door. Why is it closed though? I guess it's a glitch. I think it has to do with this thing. this kind of gibberish talk that I'm talking, I can't concentrate here and see where I can. Forgot what I was gonna say. There's just yeah, yeah. I still don't want to think about the backdrop people because I think that's a more messed up theory than the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect did affected me for 2 years, but the backdrop people are like, oh man. But this explains why people are acting like certain sheeps, where a huge number of people ignore you, a huge number of people are behaving a certain way, and then there's a lot of females that are actually attacking all men are the same. No, they're attacking all the backdrop. If they are actually not backdrop, they're all antagonizing the male backdrop person. Okay, this what this? Yeah, the backdrop persons. I need to actually make a book. Somebody needs to make a book, or maybe I should write it in the future. The type of characteristics of a backdrop person, how they correlate and behave. Because I already mentioned some of them. And dude, this thing is closed. I can't open this. I don't know what happened. It's a freaking glitch. I think I should end the stream. But maybe they don't want me to talk more about this. But I mean, going back to what I was telling you, I was having trouble with my stream. I never have trouble. I was looking for the live stream and I couldn't even find it, or the Google thing, before I went live. And this is not the first time when I want to actually do something that I know it's for the greater good. A lot of weird shit happens when I really, really want to good. Like whenever I really want to do something to actually fix my karma, something happens, and that's another bullshit as well. I've been trying to fix my karma because that was one thing that I was gonna talk about. That if a lot of times karma doesn't hit a person, but that karma is gonna hit you back sooner or later. I feel like if you don't get that karma within 10 years, that energy is gonna hold. You're gonna get it even worse when it's like 20 or 30 years from now. And sometimes karma doesn't only affect you, it happens like the people you love, your surroundings, like your family members, your kids, your wife. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They think karma is only the individual. Depending on the type of karma, like if the karma is actually really big, you're cursing not only yourself, but you're cursing your whole fucking family. You're actually cursing your future as well. Now, here's one thing that I don't believe that many of these people think about the reincarnation. I don't buy into that. I feel like we're forcefully being in this matrix so we can actually not. But once we leave this matrix, like in the movie, the new one, The Matrix, I didn't want to see it because it was affecting me. I just saw some bits and pieces where they were flying away from this matrix. They made a deal with the matrix whenever, but it was on the matrix. The matrix itself was actually the devil. So this is the matrix. They were making a deal with this matrix, quote unquote, the devil, and they were actually like having all these type of powers and flying and I think like maybe if they can get this bullshit, if they can get this bullshit agenda in the future of controlling the masses with having this AI system, They might probably bargain a really good bargain towards humanity that's gonna be too good, too good. We can give you immortality. We can give you all these powers if you only, only please. I don't know what the deal can be, but again, that might probably happen in the future. Might have these type of mentalities change. Honestly, I don't know why this damn door was closed. I already checked all the switches there was to check. So one thing before I cut this stream, one of the things that I found in 2020, I found that it's okay not to be a kiss ass. It's okay not to be a follower. Try to be a follower of a trying to actually do good for the Doom community, but at the end of the day, what has anything good come out of it? Just like my friend D Chaps, he tried to do good for the Resident Evil community for almost a decade. What has done him good for that? And the contrary, or stealing him his mods, his projects, and they were just using him because of his knowledge of uh, um, making all these programs and what kind of software he was using. He told me that one day he might make an indie game, and might told me that he might probably put me in the team. But at this end of the day, like we'll see, man. Like I wanted to be a video game developer back then when I was a kid, but I don't have like going back to the energies. The horses are known to actually always like quit easily, but if they don't quit easily and if they put on percent 100%, man, dude, they'll want to be number one at whatever it be. Playing sports, be working out in the gym, it be um it be in the school, it can be any kind of activities. If they put their mind to it, the horses want to go 100%. That's one thing that I found out that I easily quit. But once you put your mind into it, like you will really, really put into it. Like you gotta really find what kind of Chinese zodiac sign you're in, and then focus what kind of ups and downs you have, like what pros and cons. Like that was one of my cons for the horses, and I'm like, shit, son of a bitch, man. That's exactly what I am. I'm always quitting things. But once I'm fully determined, like in Magic the Gathering, when I was fully determined, dude, I was beating people who've been playing the game for like over 15, 20 years. And I was getting really nervous about it because, again, I don't know a lot of the rules, so I didn't know how to operate. So, but I'm a very competitive person. I don't like that type of competitive. Again, those are one of the pros. Like it can be good because one of the pros from actually becoming better again because you're surrounding yourself with people, and if you're not vibrating at this type of energy frequency, you're gonna get targeted by the evil eye or the energy frequency of certain people. And that's just how it is, man. That's why being a video gamer comes with what's the word I'm looking for? It comes with a price. That's what I'm looking for. It comes with a price. So then and then I was like, you know what? I like playing video games. I'm gonna play casually in 2020. I'm gonna lay it low as much in 2020. I really want to put effort as much into the things that I really need to work on. That's the thing that I found out in 2020. Okay, maybe things happen for a reason. Maybe that's why the reason I didn't galvanize the Doom community. I needed to work on other aspects of my life. That it's okay that I got ignored because I now fully understand the real picture. Again, there's people that are not gonna buy into this, but again, you're entitled to your own belief system. I'm entitled to mine. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this. Everybody enjoys their happy new. This was, and I was gonna say more about the Russia 2021, the Ox 2020. I forgot, like some stuff because you go on a really deep rabbit hole shit and you start connecting the dots and it makes a lot of sense as to why things happen and why things happen a specific year. Alright, man, I'm gonna cut this stream. Everybody. It always has to be like on this level where I have to quit somehow when I'm playing. Wait, there's no quit here?